All right, out here at Germantown at the actual dam. Gonna do some stairs, gonna do some, a bunch of stairs. We got the actual dam here. It's pretty nice. This water is very clear this time of year. Really pretty. All right, let's get to work. Trying to form good habits. That's what we're doing today. That's what we're talking about tonight too in the basement. Let's do it. So trying to build some good habits. This is my second time in this 7-day period where I have run the stairs. All right, 1,500 feet of vertical gain. It's pretty chilly out here, but I feel really hot right now, so we're good to go. All right, making good habits. Topic of tonight. We'll see you in the basement. Hey, what's up everybody? Dan the Ultra Dad back for another discussion, fireside chat here. I've got my little, it's really just an electric heater here, but it looks kind of cool. Anyway, see, look at, I'll show you. Right there. It's very warm, I must say that, so can't complain there. I hope you enjoyed my run today. I did more stair work, or step work, over at the local dam, reservoir dam. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. If you like my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Definitely helps the channel, or hit the like, thumbs up, and the bell notification if you'd like to be notified of future videos. So I really appreciate all of my subscribers. And I was just telling my wife today, I was kind of shocked that anybody took any interest at all in what I had to say about these things. But I'm glad that some do, and I hope I've kept it somewhat entertaining. So tonight the topic I'd like to discuss is giving you a cheat sheet for positive habit forming. So this is something I've been able to apply to myself, especially during these winter months here in Ohio, because it's really important that I start to do that as I train and get ready for my races in 2021 in the spring and summer. So I have 5 steps that I've come up with as far as a cheat sheet for positive habit forming. The first step is to do long-term planning. The second step is to do short-term execution. The third step is to keep each task you have small and attainable. The fourth step is to get creative with your planning and with your training. And the fifth step is kind of a generic step, but it's to make sure you're having fun through the process. Let's start with step number 1, long-term planning. Obviously, you need to do this. You know, with ultramarathoners, with runners like us, our long-term planning is, what's the next race? Am I going to do a 100-miler? Am I going to do a 100K? You know, what am I going to do this year to accomplish my goals in this crazy sport of ultramarathoning? So for me, it's, you know, the 100-milers, and I went through in my last video some of my goals. My first goal is the Cruel Jewel 100 in May, second is the Mohican 100 in June, and then I'm doing the Fat Dog 120-miler in August. Now, some people would say, you need to make long-term goals for years ahead, and that's not a bad idea. But for me, I'm just going to stick to every year. I have a lot of things going on, so if I can stick to my goals for just 1 year, I'd be just thrilled. So long-term planning is step number 1, very important to do, so that you remember where you're headed and what you want to accomplish. That's going to lay the groundwork for all of the various tasks and things you need to do to reach that long-term goal. Step number 2, execute short-term. This is a big one, I think, because most people get stuck in step number 1 in the long-term planning. It gets to be a little bit daunting. It gets to be a little bit discouraging at times when you think, I want to run 120 miles in the mountains in British Columbia. I failed the first time. How am I going to make it the second time? So it gets to be a bit discouraging, and you don't want to stay on that very long. That's a big thing about step 1. You want to plan, but not stay in that planning stage. That's when you move to step 2, executing in the short term. For me, the way I execute in the short term is I focus on each sub-step of the plan. So each part of my plan, I focus on that. And in some ways, you kind of have to keep your head down and just move forward and tackle the task at hand, rather than getting stuck and getting bogged down with the overall end result that you'd like to reach. Focus on what that next part of your plan is and get it done. Maybe that's just today's workout. Maybe that's this week's mileage. Maybe that's this week's vertical gain. Maybe it's today's vertical gain. Or it could be something as simple as opening the door and going out and starting your workout. Once you do get outside and start your workout, really, generally, you're going to have a positive experience. Sometimes you don't, but at least you got out. So, anyway, step number 2, execute in the short term. Step number 3, keep steps small, like I had today. You saw me out there. Today's plan was to run for as long as it took to get 1,500 feet of vertical gain. I've been running at 1,000, 1,200, and now today it was 1,500 feet. That was my goal. Never mind the fact that I have a race in May where I have to go 33,000 feet in a matter of 2 days. So, keep your head down and keep those steps small. That's step number 3, keep your steps small. Step number 4, get creative. This is something I've been doing recently, if you haven't noticed. Number 1, I've been trying to enjoy the photography, enjoy the videography out there. But the other way to get creative is to say, all right, how can I accomplish what I want to accomplish, but yet not have it be too stale, not get bored with it? So recently for me, it's been using the steps on the Germantown Dam. Get creative, step 4. Another way to do that might be to do a boot camp workout or run on the treadmill. I've been doing that as well. Step number 5 kind of goes along with step number 4. Make sure you're having fun. I know that sounds very cliche. It certainly is. But really, the truth is, if you're not having fun, you're never going to get to where you want to be. That applies to each part of your plan, of your long-term goal, and each of those short steps that you've designed to get from point A to B to C to D. If you don't mix in some way to enjoy those, now we all know, sometimes training isn't fun, but there are ways to do it so that you have variety and also sprinkle in some things that can be enjoyable for you. So have fun. Step number 5, have fun. For me, one example of having fun is doing these snow runs. I love getting out into the snow. I just think it's one of the most beautiful things on this earth is a snowy forest. So I get out there and run in the snow and really enjoy it. All right, so that's my cheat sheet for positive habit forming and my 5 steps to doing that. Quick review of those 5 steps. Number 1, do your long-term planning. Number 2, do your short-term execution. Number 3, make sure your steps in your plan are small and attainable. Number 4, make sure you get creative so that your training isn't stale and boring and that you actually enjoy it. And then number 5, kind of along the same lines, make sure you're having fun with your training and with your plan. So, all right, those are my 5 steps. I hope you enjoyed it again. Thanks again for subscribing to my channel. Thanks again for hitting the like button and hitting the bell notification if you'd like to see future videos by me. All right, thanks for joining me for the whole video and for watching until the end. Take care, and we'll catch you in the next one.